This is the Rich Report, bringing you the richest content across entertainment. Yes, I'm in a different location and my lighting sucks, but that doesn't matter. We're previewing Martinsville Speedway, which goes down tonight. Short track racing, although weather could play a major role tonight. We're joined by Josh Schneider and Johnny Crane. Gentlemen, how are you doing tonight?
Great. Really looking forward to the race. Hopefully Mother Nature doesn't mess it up again, but we'll see. Martinsville under the lights can't be much better than that.
First time a cup race will be completed from start to finish in the lights at Martinsville. So hopefully we don't need our canoes and we can actually watch a race without weather inflicting its power on NASCAR. Once again this year, I noticed a theme.
And this is the first official cup race that will start under the lights and end under the lights. I want to say this idea came from 2017 with the fall race. We all know the intensity of that, the Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott scuffle, and that whole finish was an utter mess, and that ended under the lights. But now full race under the lights, and I think as long as it doesn't rain, that it should be a very entertaining night. So we're going to make some picks, and I'm going to start this off with Josh. Josh, who do you see winning this race tonight?
Well, I think tonight we're going to see Mr. Seven-time himself, Jimmie Johnson, finally end the 3-year winless streak. 3 years now. I couldn't even believe it. It's been since June 4th, 2017, when Jimmie Johnson won at Dover, since he last drove into victory lane. But in 36 career races at Martinsville, Jimmie has the highest active finish of highest average finish of any active driver. His 9 wins, 24 top 10s. He's probably the best Martinsville driver we have right now. He's led an average of almost 80 laps per race. I think that tomorrow he's going to bring the same car he brought to Bristol when he finished third. He's starting 21st, but I think he can make that up. And by the end of the race, I think we're going to see Jimmie Johnson in victory lane and finally end that win streak and lock him into the playoffs too, which in his final season should be exciting.
Johnny Crane, how you feeling?
I'm feeling that Kyle Busch is going to win this. Now let's look at his history at Martinsville over the past 8 races. So before his 14th place finish in the most recent race there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times he has not finished in the top 10. No. The top 5. He's finished in the top 5 in 8 races before the 14th place finish. And what's great about Kyle Busch is that he's finally getting the momentum going. And we've talked about him in past videos. But at the start of the year, he had some penalty issues. He had some mechanical issues. He had to go to the rear. However, he's finally getting that groove going. He didn't have any penalties in the last race. And even if he does have a penalty this race, the short confines of Martinsville, like similarly with Johnson, in 21st, you can easily make that up with all the action so close knit together. So with the aggressive style that Busch has, even under penalties or the sort, I still think he'll be really, really effective in this race.
All right, I'm going to take a interesting route here, although this guy has been really good at Martinsville. You don't really see him make any mistakes at Martinsville, and that guy's going to be Denny Hamlin. 5-time winner, 9.4 average finish, and 21 top 10s. The guy at short track is he's a genius at these types of tracks. However, he will have some guys he'll have to go through because he made some comments after Atlanta regarding, drivability and guys really working hard fighting their cars. He made this comment at Corey LaJoie after he went on Twitter and posted it was like his workout thing from the race itself and his calorie loss. Well, I think Denny was like bragging that he was like lower or something like that. But yeah, he's definitely got a chip on his shoulder, and I think a lot of guys are gonna be gunning for him now with those comments. But I still like the guy on short tracks. I'm gonna go Denny Hamlin with this race. So anything else we want to add on before Martinsville? Oh yeah, Bubba Wallace as well with the Black Lives Matter paint scheme. I think that's going to generate a lot of attention just for that. It already has. If you go through good old NASCAR Facebook, definitely an interesting comment section to say the least. But yeah, any final words before we wrap this thing up?
Well, hitting up on your Hamlin thing real quick, he will not only have a chip on his shoulder anyway, but when you add into the fact that he's still without his crew chief, correct? Because of the ballast
Yeah,
issue?
Talladega will be the return.
Right. He still has all that on his shoulder, so he has to really communicate with his crew more so than he would otherwise because he's without his main guys that would be spotting and mentoring him through the race. So chip on his shoulder with the drivers and a chip on his shoulder just from a competitive standpoint compared to the other pit crews that other drivers have.
Yeah, and I think one other guy just to keep an eye on is Ryan Blaney, starting on the pole. And a lot less experience than Jimmy, Kyle, or Denny Hamlin, but he's been pretty solid at Martinsville in his short career. And I think just another guy to keep an eye on. Still think Jimmy's gonna pull it out, and either way, it's gonna be a fun race.
Yeah, last time Blaney was on the pole was last year in Phoenix in one of the early races. And even though he didn't finish in first, he still finished in the top 5. And for him, that really needs to get top 5 finishes because he doesn't have that win yet this year. That's really good for playoff scenarios. So he needs all the top 5 finishes or wins that he can get, and a pole sit that'll help him out.
Yeah, I think another guy to look out for is Clint Boyer because when we were running this low downforce package, he did win the race in 2018, and then that fall we had the whole Martin Truex Jr. Joey Logano thing, and be like he ain't gonna win the damn war. We had all that. That was a great ending to that season. But yeah, it should be fun. We're not gonna have. Hopefully, you don't have one guy cruising for 400 laps in the lead like Brad did in the spring of last year, or just a whole dominant performance like Truex did in the fall. It should be a high stakes, high parity type of race. I think we're going to see a lot of guys, a lot of tempers are going to be flaring tonight, as long as we get this race in. So let's hope we can get it in. That'll do it. Thanks for tuning into the preview. We will be back later tonight for the recap as long as the race happens. Thanks for watching. We will see you in the next video.